That brought Nightfall fully to his senses. He opened his eyes to a stone-walled room painted a garish blue. He lay on a mound of blanketed straw near an empty chamber pot. A set of dull grey bars cut the room into halves. On the other side, Volkmir crouched on a seat carved into the wall, dressed in his standard working lavender and grey uniform. Beyond him, the only door was closed, surely bolted from the outside. A shuttered window suggested they occupied a room on one of the 3 lowest floors, though not the dungeon which lay underground. The middle floors held glass panes, and the upper ones nothing at all. "I've suspected it since your meeting with King Reichert," Volkmir continued. "But I didn't know for sure until I watched you battle your way through the council. I'll never forget the way a man moves." Nightfall believed him. He lived only because the bolt had missed his heart, though probably not by much. It had passed slightly to the left and high, cutting through the muscle where his chest met his shoulder. Someone had carefully bandaged the wound, and his left arm rested in a gently knotted and surprisingly clean sling. He sat up and faced the guard, ascertaining at the same time that they were alone. "Why didn't you kill me?" "I missed." It was not the answer Nightfall wanted. "You don't miss." Volkmir frowned. "When my enemy does something so unexpected, so against his own survival, even I can be caught off guard. And I do miss. Even the commander of the prison guards, even the legendary demon, makes the occasional mistake." Nightfall had to admit he had made plenty, all of them it seemed in the last 6 months. Afraid to take his eyes off the chief of the prison guards, he tested the muscles of his shoulder. The pain went beyond anything physical he had known before, a deeply seated ache screaming for his full attention. "So what form of slow, humiliating execution do I have to look forward to?" "None." Volkmir hopped from his crevice to the floor, carefully stretching each leg. Relief flooded Nightfall. "I've been reprieved?" "You're going to escape." Nightfall's forehead creased. "I am." He forced himself not to look at the cell door. The last time Alandar had imprisoned him, knowing his identity, they had used 3 separate locks, each with its own key. They had also stripped him of anything he could use to open them. Instead he met Volkmir's gaze. The quick blue eyes held desperation and need. "You're the only one I know who can find King Edward. The only one who might have the skill to bring him safely home." Nightfall stared, shocked, speechless. Volkmir continued to study Nightfall from safely beyond his reach. The sword at his belt might make a formidable weapon should Nightfall manage to snatch it through the bars. When the captain said nothing, Nightfall forced words between his teeth. "You know who I am." "I know." Volkmir paused to clear his throat. "I know King Reichert trusted you, and he was a man of great wisdom with an uncanny understanding of people. King Reichert also trusted Gilleran." Nightfall could have slapped himself. "Why in the Holy Father's darkest hell am I trying to talk him out of letting me live?" "Yes," Volkmir admitted, rocking back on his heels. "And for over 2 decades the wizard served him well, if not always pleasantly. The arrangement suited them both. The king kept Gilleran safe from other sorcerers, and his vile chancellor kept ill-wishers off balance and used his magic for the good of Alandar." Volkmir pursed his lips, shook his head. "Then Gilleran gained some additional powers that gave him the strength and the confidence to seek the throne itself. He killed another powerful sorcerer. Nightfall had learnt it from Kelrin, who had witnessed the attack. Gilleran had fortuitously rescued her from Ritworth the Iceman, only to bind her to his bidding moments later. Both sorcerers had tried to kill Nightfall in their time, and both had nearly succeeded. And took control of all of his spells as well. "Ah." The answer clearly did not surprise Volkmir, and Nightfall suspected he only wondered how his prisoner had come by the information. "Well, it is also possible Gilleran had some magical influence over our king that thwarted Reichard's knack for appraising people, but he never fooled our Prince Lane." Velkmir glanced at the ceiling, his gaze going distant. Like most of the palace servants and nobility, he had expected Lane to take the throne after his father's death.